Welcome to Up Next MMA. In this video, we recap 4 more of the most dominant performances of Tony Ferguson's UFC career. Please catch part 1 if you've not already. Let's get started. Lando Vannata. At UFC Fight Night in July 2016, Tony Ferguson faced off against UFC newcomer Lando Vannata. Tony had won 7 fights in a row and looking to get closer to a title shot. Vannata was looking to make a statement as a new UFC signee. Vannata started quickly, tagging Ferguson with some kicks and combinations. Moments later, Vannata stunned Tony with a spinning back fist and combination of right hands. Ferguson looked shaky for a minute, but recovered well and began landing hard blows of his own. At about the halfway point in the round, Vannata began to tire. Ferguson began connecting with more clean shots, tagging Vannata with straight punches and low kicks. Just as the tide seemed to be changing, Vannata slammed home a high kick on the break of a grappling exchange that hurts Tony. Ferguson barely survived until the end of the round. Vannata again started the second round strong and quickly. He scored with more punches and just barely misses on another high kick. Unfortunately for groovy Lando, Ferguson absolutely thrives in brawls, particularly as his opponent tires. When Vannata got tired, his movement began to whine. Then Ferguson started to connect with more clean shots and began to land most of his strikes. This absorption of strikes made Vannata slow even more, and his face was soon busted up. Before long, Ferguson latched onto a guillotine choke when Vannata tried to duck under a punch. He quickly transitioned into a Darce choke and dragged his foe to the mat. Vannata tried to defend, but he soon had no option but to submit. This was a seriously entertaining finish over a tough opponent and added to his massive win streak. Ferguson once again proved his toughness and aggression. He simply keeps attacking regardless of what is thrown at him. Another opponent smashed. Edson Barboza. At the Ultimate Fighter season final in December of 2015, Tony faced off against Edson Barboza in a pivotal contest and fight that would become an instant classic. Ferguson started with wild strikes. In the first minute, Ferguson walked into a few counter strikes while trying to land punches. Edson had a clear speed advantage, so Tony became more cautious throughout the first round. Tony also failed on a takedown attempt and then attempted to roll into a knee bar. From the attempted knee bar position, Ferguson landed an illegal upkick, which cost Ferguson a point. Back on their feet, Ferguson continued to attack with relentless pressure. However, Barboza did a fantastic job at countering Tony's strikes, both with kicks and hard body punches. Edson even caught a kick and landed a brief takedown. His speed and precision were on display. Though Tony was outstruck and lost the first round, Ferguson never stopped coming forward and did land his own shots. Edson seemed surprised. Tony was able to absorb the power of his strikes and still move forward. Ferguson continued to pressure forward to start the second round. He used an elbow to open a bloody cut on Edson's forehead. Barboza responded by catching a kick and scoring with another trip takedown, but he couldn't land any strikes before Ferguson returned to his feet. Ferguson and Barboza continued to trade strikes in what was turning into a technical brawl between both fighters. Then Barboza attempted a takedown, which was stuffed. However, it also allowed Ferguson to secure the front headlock. From that position, Ferguson forced Barboza to the mat and immediately attacked with the Darce choke. Moments later, Tony had the submission locked in and he forced his opponent to tap. Another opponent crushed. Josh Thomson. Josh Thomson and Tony Ferguson met at UFC Fight Night in July of 2015. This was the up-and-comer in Tony versus the elite hard-nosed veteran in Josh Thomson. Both fighters are trying to move up in the division. The two fighters traded soft blows for the first minute. Thomson caught a Ferguson kick and took him down. Tony worked his way back to his feet and Josh would charge in as Ferguson got up, but Ferguson would circle out of harm's way. With a minute left of the first round, Ferguson attempted a jumping knee, which Thomson caught and then took him down to the canvas. Ferguson would threaten from his guard, but could not find a submission against an MMA veteran like Josh. In the second round, Ferguson connected on a big elbow that hurt and dropped Thomson to the canvas. Ferguson smelled blood and jumped on Josh, but was unable to capitalize because Ferguson was holding the fence and the two were stood up by Herb Dean. Ferguson again dropped the former Strikeforce champion on the restart of the action. This time, Tony locked up a triangle while elbowing Thomson's head, cutting him open. Thomson was in big trouble, but he would escape the triangle. However, Ferguson would continue to threaten with a Kimura and continue to pressure Josh with forward movement and strikes. Thomson turtled up and Ferguson continued to drill him with hard shots. Josh showed his experience as he eventually made it back to his feet as the round ended. Thomson came out aggressive in the third frame and attempted a single leg takedown. The single attempt failed and he threw a spinning back fist on the break. Ferguson once again landed a standing elbow which opened up another cut on Thomson's face. Tony continued to pick Thomson apart with the remaining minutes of the fight. With a minute left, Ferguson landed a big knee that dropped Thomson to the canvas once more. Ferguson also secured a Darce choke. Thomson survived the submission attempt and made it to the end of the fight. Tony would win another unanimous decision in an impressive performance. Another opponent crushed. Gleison Tibau. These two fighters met on the first night of the main card at UFC 184 in February of 2015 in pivotal lightweight bout. Ferguson was active with his kicking game from the beginning of the fight. He scored with some heavy inside low kicks and followed up a quick straight right, then a body shot. When Tibau attempted to return fire with kicks, Ferguson caught him off balance and took him to the mat. After Tibau got back on his feet, Ferguson continued to show his wrestling advantage, stuffing more of Tibau's double leg attempts. On one such occasion, Ferguson sprawled out on Tibau and circled to his back. Before long, El Kukuri locked in a rear naked choke on the jiu-jitsu black belt and finished the fight. Gleison was crushed within the first round. What do you think of this list? Are there any dominant performances from Ferguson that you think I left off the list? Who do you think can beat Ferguson? Let me know in the comments. Please remember to smash the like button if you enjoyed the video. It helps me out a ton. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell to get informed every time we drop a new video. I appreciate you guys watching until the end, and I talk to you guys again soon.